Every time you decide to improve yourself, whether it's taking on a challenge, building a positive habit, or eliminating a bad one, you often find that those decisions don't become a reality. But why is that? It's not because you're not capable, and it's not because you're not motivated. The problem lies elsewhere. Let me explain. Have you ever noticed that when you procrastinate, even though you know you have work to do, you get temporary dopamine hits from distractions? At the same time, the thought of unfinished work lingers in your mind, draining all your energy. But then, the moment you take the first step and begin working, just after a few minutes, you enter a flow state. And when you finish, you feel much more accomplished and happier than when you were putting it off. I have experienced this by myself, and I know you have too. The real reason this happens is because you're mentally weak. And when I say that, I mean your mental strength isn't developed enough to stay committed to tasks or decisions for a long period of time. Let me give you an example. Imagine a skinny, weak person trying to lift heavy weights. They struggle to get the bar off the ground, their muscles shaking and their form starts to collapse after just a few seconds. Now, picture a strong person lifting the same weights, but with ease, pushing through the resistance with perfect form. Just like the weak person in this example lacks the physical strength to handle the load, being mentally weak prevents you from sticking to a task or decision. But don't worry, I've got you covered. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get mentally jacked by making use of these 4 steps, which by the way, the step 0, step 2 and step 4 are the most important steps. By building your mental strength, you will be able to make better decisions and stay consistent with your goals. So let's dive in. Step 0 is to eat clean and proper food. When you eat a lot of junk food, your brain is constantly flooded with dopamine, which you receive very quickly and easily. These foods are designed in such a way that will make you crave them. That is the reason why you keep wanting them more. And with over time, you get addicted to chasing this cheap dopamine that will weaken your brain. Because now you are used to these quick rewards, which makes it harder for you to focus and stay disciplined. Step 0 is all about breaking that cycle. By eating clean and proper food, you stop feeding your unhealthy cravings and actually start building real mental strength. Eating clean helps balance your energy levels, improves focus and also keeps you from falling into the trap of instant gratification. Remember, what you fuel your body is also what you fuel your mind. Step 1 is meditation. Now, whenever the topic of mental health arrives, meditation is the key part of the conversation. Meditation helps you calm your body and also your thoughts. In the beginning, you will feel some sort of difficulty because your mind seems to be flooded with thoughts, but over time, you will improve. The goal of meditation is not to sit still with no thoughts at all, but rather it's to be mindful of all the thoughts you have. And you don't have to meditate for hours together. You can just start by meditating 1 minute per day, and gradually you can progressively overload. Personally, I use an app called Medito, which is completely for free. It's the best way to get started. Feel free to try it. Remember, with consistent practice, meditation will help you gain more control over your thoughts and also your emotions. Step 2 is to stop feeding your brain with cheap dopamine. This step is the continuation of step 0, but here we are focusing on social media. Now I know that we are living in a world full of distractions, but it is not as hard as you might think. The first thing what I recommend you is turn off all your app notifications, because it's these app notifications that trigger you to check your phone at the first place. The next thing that I want you to do is I want you to set a daily timer for all the apps that you use. Once your time is up, the app will either shut down automatically or will notify you that you have reached your limit. I recommend you starting with a 30 minutes timer per day. And as you get better at controlling your usage, you can gradually reduce that time limit. This step will help you to stop mindless scrolling and reduce your craving for cheap dopamine that you get from social media. Step 3 is physical exercise. Just like you train your mind, you also have to train your body. Regular exercise doesn't just make you physically strong, it also strengthens your mind. Because when you regularly exercise, there is a hormone that is released in our body called endorphin, which improves our mood and also helps us reduce stress. Over time, it helps us to focus and be committed to our goals. Now you don't have to start with doing intense workouts. You can just start by doing 10 minutes of walk or a few push-ups. Gradually you can build up to more challenging routines. The key here is consistency, and when you physically exercise and push past your limits, your mind gets used to doing difficult things, which helps in reducing your procrastination habit and also helps you to stay committed to your goals. And finally, step 4 is to do your work. Just do your work, because once you start doing your work, you will realize something. that you don't have time to check your social media or crave for junk food or get lost into your mindless thoughts. Just taking actions will push away all the distractions aside, because once you dive into your work, your mind will shift your focus and you enter the flow state. The key here is to just take that first step, and after that, the momentum will carry you through it. And those distractions won't stand a chance. So stop overthinking and take that first step. And if you ask someone who struggles with taking that first step and needs a little push to start, then I recommend you click and watch this video. This is a video that I personally recorded to keep everyone and myself accountable. So I recommend you click and watch this video. I'll see you here.